Welcome to a run-through tutorial on how I use this resource with my students. So I'll share any tips and tricks that work for me, but of course do feel free to modify as you see fit for your students. I'm really excited to share about this activity because it can be used with a wider range of students than it may seem, and we get to make a huge mess, so that's always fun. The main target of this activity is describing similarities and differences between two animals or people, and it would be suitable for low to mid elementary grade students. But I do use this with younger learners like preschoolers and kindergartners just for verbal engagement, just to build on their language skills. And I will explain what I do with the littles at the end, so make sure you listen through the end. Now, so back to this main activity. This is the menu. And here is a playable instruction that walks you through the steps, but I will cover all that in this tutorial, so we'll skip right through it. You can test it out, a part of it, through Boom Cards Preview, so check it out if you're interested. Now let's try this first one, Grandpa. And in this activity, you will find a person or an animal and some paint buckets in the same room. And we're going to help these guys jump into these buckets and transform into something else. Now, something similar, but not quite the same. Okay? So on your computer, you will grab the grandpa, let him jump, and release. Splash! He made a huge mess. Now, on a tablet, you may need to release and click on grandpa one more time to move to this page. Ooh, so I'll ask the students, what do you think Grandpa turned into? And they'll make their guesses. Some are pretty quick and say, Santa Claus, but others have no idea. So you may just click on these paint splatters, each of them, and then reveal what Grandpa turned into. Now, Grandpa turned into Santa Claus. Yeah, they're kind of similar, but they're not exactly the same, right? So let's talk about how Grandpa and Santa Claus are same and how they are different. So you're going to invite them to talk about the two. Then we click on Santa to move to the next page, and you get to this Venn diagram page. Now you have three choices to work on this comparison. One is the Venn diagram. The other one is side by side with the chart filled in. And the other one is side by side with open-ended chart. Okay? So you can easily switch between the different types. So when you're at the Venn diagram, you just do your regular Venn diagram lesson. You have the choices down here. Um, so there is I'd like to leave some room for discussion. So here's the first one is human. Some people might say Santa's not a human, he is just an imaginary character. But they might say they both look like a human being. So it depends. Based on your discussion, you can put in the middle or on the side. For that reason, these tiles are not tied to whichever field, correct or incorrect. I feel like it's open to discussion. Okay, so it's up to your group. But brings present to children. Grandpa does too. Not to everybody, but Grandpa does too. White beard and mustache. Some do have it, some don't. As far as grandpas go, Santa always have the beard. So I'm going to put it in the middle. So living anywhere would be Grandpa. Red outfit is always Santa. And always wearing red outfit is Santa. Lives in North Pole. And any color outfit, Grandpa. So again, if you want to be more specific, you have this draw tool and brings present to children. You can write something like to his children. And you can write to all children. White beard and mustache. Some grandpas have it, but not all. And Santa always has it. So feel free to add extra notes if you need to. The tool's available here. This one with the chart with the side-by-side filled in, you may go through each category. So it's each of the cells are categorized by group, what they do, how they look, the parts that they have, and where the location that might be associated with them, your common descriptive attributes. And the ones that are similarities, whether it be, questionable, it's still going to light up or highlight in yellow. That way you get to see the similarities, even if it's partial similarity, okay? But the ones that are very different are not going to highlight. And I forgot to tell you earlier, but in each page of comparison, you will have the sentence frames optional. All right, that's to the side, okay? And then, needless to say, the third option, these are open-ended, so you can type your group's answer here and make your similarity and difference comparison. Okay? So that's how it goes, and you may go back to the main menu and keep going, and you have 9 trials altogether. So that's how it goes with the older children. Now for littles, what I would do is, again, you go to this part, and it's really up to you what to say, but we can work on just using expressions like, hey, jump, bear, jump, talking to, saying sentences, asking the bear, are you ready? If he says, no, I'm scared, give him like encouraging words like, you can do this. And then they jump and splash. And on this splatter page, you have this sponge thing that you can pull out, the tab you can pull out, and you have all these cleaning tools. So this is a great place for vocabulary activity. Here's a sponge, a bucket full of water, some towels or rags, spray bottle, tissue, and an eraser. And you can invite them to say, like, which one do you want to use to erase it? And not just the names of the object, you can always incorporate the action words. Do you want to scrub with a sponge? Splash the water from the bucket. You want to wipe with a rag, spray with a spray bottle, wipe with tissue, or erase with the eraser. So if you want to be more specific, there's more vocabulary option. Or if they choose, let's say you choose a spray bottle, and you can have students who are just learning to imitate, have them do all the actions and the sounds psh, 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 or like wipe, 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 making the wiping action with the hands, and just get them to participate that way. Okay. And then, ta-da! Look, the polar bear turned into a panda. So animal vocabulary is there. The color vocabulary can be used with the paint buckets. So again, the choices are yours. So as always, use it as creatively as you'd like. And I hope you and your students enjoy making a huge mess. Have fun.